Advertising executive Damien is a powerful man who has it all: wealth, power, and any woman he wants. However, he's also an awful person who treats women like objects. He lies to them to get them in bed, and in the morning, he showers them with gifts to keep them distracted so he can leave and never see them again. During a business party at a private island, Damien plays golf while his boss Fred does the negotiation. The CEO of Guinness wants to hire their agency, but his board has ordered him to get a company with enough female representation, and Fred's doesn't have a single female creative director. Fred gets really angry, but Damien interrupts their argument to say that the information is out of date and that he hired a woman as creative director last week. In private, Fred wonders why he hasn't heard of this new female director. Damien admits that he lied and that he'll hire one when they go back. Fred is proud of him and promises to make him CEO when he retires. Then Damien calls his assistant Ruby and asks for a list of their female creatives. Ruby starts reading the list and Damien chooses the first name just to make it quick. Meanwhile, Alex is told that the other creatives are leaving early for the pub, so she must finish their chores. Ruby approaches her to inform her that she has a meeting with Damien tomorrow morning because she's getting a promotion, although she doesn't tell her that she was chosen randomly. Alex hugs Ruby as she cries, explaining that she's been here for 20 years and after taking time off to raise her child, it was hard to come back and be surrounded by young people. In the evening, Damien gets a call from his mother and pretends he hasn't forgotten about her birthday, saying he's already on the way to the dinner party. The only reason he has a gift is that Ruby bought it in advance. At his family home, Damien is welcomed warmly by his mother, but his father and brother-in-law Chris aren't very excited to see him. It's clear that Damien has no connection to his family and quickly avoids his nephews. Meanwhile, Alex is having dinner with her daughter Charlie, who shares stories about her father dating young women now. She also reminds her mother to stand up for herself. Her parents may be divorced, but she's obviously very close to Alex. The next day, Alex finds Damien in the lobby and immediately talks to him. Since he doesn't recognize her, he thinks she's a woman interested in him and chats with her just to flirt. Alex doesn't pick up on his double meanings and thinks they're talking about work. They split after taking the elevator, and Alex flirts with his old receptionist Felicity, who has been working there for 23 years. Once he reaches his office, Ruby brings Alex, who realizes that Damien doesn't know who she is. Damien denies it and congratulates her on her promotion, swearing that he handpicked her himself. Then they attend the creative meeting to discuss Guinness' new campaign, since they want to increase their female market share. Damien explains he's brought Alex to help them with this, but when he introduces her, he doesn't even know her surname. The men start throwing ideas, which are all terrible because they're stereotypes or actually made for men under the disguise of being for women. Alex wants to correct them, but they don't let her talk at all. At the end of the meeting, she smiles and agrees to avoid losing her job. After the meeting, a creative asks Damien if he's losing his job to Alex. However, Damien clarifies she's just there to cover themselves on the subject of the female perspective. Alex overhears this and calls him out, but Damien gets offended and claims she should be happy she got a promotion just for being a woman. He also spouts a bunch of nonsense about things being harder for men now. Alex tells Damien that he's the problem and quits on the spot. When she tries to leave, Damien follows her, calling her too sensitive and refusing to let her have the last word. Outside, Damien is so busy insulting her and trying to fire her that he accidentally crashes into a pole and passes out. Moments later, two female paramedics wake Damien up and offer him some medicine, but he assures them he's fine. On his way back, Damien sees a homeless man with a pigeon telling him that he'll never get out. In the office, everyone is dressing differently and stares at Damien, who doesn't notice anything. An employee calls him out for his clothes and he makes a joke, which is seen as rude. Then Damien asks Ruby for an ice pack, but Ruby tells him off. She also calls him out for entering Alex's office, so he assumes it's a joke and says he's fired her. At that moment, Alex enters the office, looking more confident and better dressed. She takes Damien's chair and he complains, demanding an apology. He's interrupted by Fred, who is dressed humbly and gives Alex her coffee before dragging Damien away while Ruby laughs. In private, Fred asks Damien if he's stressed because he's been promoted to male creative director. Damien freaks out and wonders what is going on as he walks around the office. Felicity is now the CEO, all the secretaries are men, and advertisements have men in underwear. A horrified Damien leaves the building and tries to get a taxi, but a female driver refuses to take him and throws a dirty comment. Men on the street are carrying babies and groceries, and they're in every advertisement in the area. Then Damien goes home, which also looks different. There are magazines for house husbands on the table, healthy food in the fridge, and books with their titles changed. Damien then turns on the TV and learns that the Pope is a woman too. A group known as Meninist protests on the streets, saying it's their seed, their choice. When a cat suddenly jumps on the couch, Damien gets scared and rushes to his family home, where he finds his nephews doing each other's hair while his mother and his sister Sunny are watching TV. After hearing Sunny fart, Damien goes to the kitchen and finds his father cooking. Damien freaks out again, causing his dad to cry. Afterward, Damien returns to the street and tries to recreate the accident several times to no avail. When he sits on a bench, Pigeon Man joins him and explains he also comes from the world where men are dominant, but he's been stuck here for 9 years. There was another man like them who was sent back after he reclaimed his position of power, and Damien thinks it'll be easier for him to do as well. The next morning Damien wakes up with the cat on the bed. When he takes the shower, it's too short for him because it's designed for women. On the subway, he has to deal with a woman rubbing her body against him. Meanwhile, Alex has custody of Charlie and a male maid who prepares breakfast for her. She reads in the newspaper that Saudi Arabia is finally allowing men to drive. At the office, Damien approaches Felicity and gets ready to flirt as usual, but she doesn't even know his name and scolds him before kicking him out. During the creative meeting, Alex explains that Guinness wants to start making wine for men, so they pitch ideas for ads. All the women say very offensive or stereotypical things about men and Damien has never heard. When he protests, Alex says he's being too sensitive and tells him he needs to get naughty with his hand because men get aggressive if they don't do it at least once a week. Alex also warns him that he'll be fired if he keeps being disruptive. In the evening, Alex and Felicity get a drink at the bar. They complain about the meninist movement before flirting with men much younger than them. Meanwhile, Alex asks Sonny how to get noticed and respected at the office, so she tells him he needs to look attractive and agrees to help him. The next day Chris takes Damien shopping and Sonny holds the bags while the men have fun. Chris tells Damien that not looking good means not receiving attention, but looking too good means not being taken seriously, so he must find the middle ground. He also insists that Damien must get special underwear that will make his bulge look bigger. At the salon, Damien agrees to get hair removal on his whole body but turns down the extension for his member. His hair gets dyed to get rid of the white and is given some curls for a cuter look. For the next few days, Damien wakes up at 5 a.m. to exercise, eats healthy, wears beauty masks, and regularly grooms himself. Now whenever he goes out, women catcall him. When he returns to the office, even Alex compliments him. Damien tries flirting with Felicity again and this time it works, so she agrees to bring him to a business lunch with Guinness' new male CEO. During the meal, the women eat large amounts of meat and Damien forces himself to only ask for salad. The CEO informs the group that he wants to find a new advertising company because Alex's doesn't have experience with the male market. Damien tries to reply, but Alex cuts him off to say that this man shouldn't be CEO and that Guinness received a harassment lawsuit, so they saved face by hiring a guy. Alex pretends she understands how hard it is for a man to be in charge and manages to convince the Guinness CEO to keep working with them. While they talk, Felicity touches Damien's thigh. After lunch, Felicity tells Damien to come to her house for dinner. Damien says yes, but then he rushes to Sonny's office and asks if he should get dirty with his boss in exchange for career advancement. Sonny says no, pointing out that it's illegal. Afterward he goes to the clinic to get an enlargement, which makes him walk funny. That night, Felicity is waiting for him in just a robe. They flirt a little before she makes him wear a costume. Damien ends up dressed up as a cowboy and doing a little dance for her, talking in a bad southern accent. He feels humiliated, but Felicity loves it. Her excitement is so strong that it causes a heart attack, killing her. During the funeral, Damien tells Fred what happened. Fred is amused and says getting naughty can't actually get men a promotion, otherwise they'd already be in positions of power. Most of the men in the office got naughty with Felicity but it got them nowhere. Damien also learns there will be a party at a country house to honor Felicity but he hasn't been invited. Later Damien meets with Pigeon Man again. Talking to him is so depressing that it inspires him not to give up. He travels to the country house and discovers that the staff leader is the Guinness CEO from his world. The man points out that Damien isn't on the guest list, but Damien convinces him that it's time for the Brotherhood to fight back. In the evening, Alex is shocked to find Damien ready for the party. He reveals he'll fight her for the CEO position, but Alex doesn't believe he can do it. During dinner, Damien keeps flirting with Glenda, the company's chairwoman in charge of choosing the person who will replace Felicity. After telling her how smart and progressive it would be to choose a male CEO, Damien plays a naughty song on the piano. Glenda is so impressed that he invites him to the club, and Alex announces she's joining them. At the club, the trio keeps ordering drinks and chugging glass after glass, no matter what kind of beverage they're served. Suddenly Glenda collapses and Damien worries he killed her too, but she just fell. They are so drunk that on the trip back, Alex and Damien actually get along. At the house, they use Glenda's head to open the door and bounce her on the stairs when they take her to bed. The next day, the board asks its most important employees to share their ideas for the future of the company. Damien does his presentation first, talking about change and the importance of innovation. He finishes his speech by releasing a butterfly, which lands on Glenda's shoulder. The meeting is interrupted by Alex getting a call from Charlie, who chipped her teeth and can't find a working dentist because it's the weekend. Damien says he can help because he knows the best dentists in London and calls Sonny, whose insults are overheard by everyone. She agrees to see Charlie and Alex asks Damien to come with her, not wanting to leave him alone with Glenda. During the trip back to the city, Alex drives like a maniac and ends up with a flat tire. She pulls over and proceeds to change it while she keeps getting calls from her ex-husband. She explains he's a model who lied about being on the pill to trap her with a baby. When Alex keeps complaining about men and how she deserves the CEO position, Damien realizes how awful he sounded back in his world. After Sonny takes care of Charlie, Alex thanks Damien for everything and they both agree to go home since it's too late to return to the meeting. However, Alex rushes back to the country house, only to discover that Damien is already there. They start arguing, but they find the tension between them exciting and they end up getting naughty, fighting to be the one on top during the whole process. The next morning Damien wakes up and tries to sneak out, however Alex woke up first and is trying to sneak out too. They both agree that last night was amazing because it was like getting naughty with themselves. Neither of them wants a relationship and they're amazed by how much they have in common, making Damien realize this is the longest he's talked to a woman in the morning. When they're about to get naughty again, Alex gets a call confirming she's the new CEO. Damien gets angry because she didn't even do a presentation and starts ranting about the system that decides these things according to people's genders. Alex gets tired of him and decides to fire him. At the office, Fred and the other guys hug Damien and say a heartfelt goodbye. He sits outside with Pigeon Man and 2 birds land on his head. Meanwhile, Alex gets a party to welcome her as the new CEO. In the evening, Damien gets rid of the birds before visiting his family. Chris helps him clean all the pigeon poop and tells him he has an idea. The next day, they see a lawyer who declares that the CEO vetting process was fraudulent and that Damien was fired under wrongful termination, so it's possible to get his job back. He warns them that this may get ugly but Damien wants to do it anyway, so the lawyer asks him for anything they could use against his bosses. When the company learns that they're being sued, Glenda says this is why they don't hire men. Her mood gets worse when she learns that Alex got naughty with Damien. Soon the company loses a major client and rumors say more may follow. However, the lawyers haven't used Alex's dirty secret for some reason. A very confused Alex runs to Damien's house and wants to know why he isn't using their dirty night against her, but Damien only says he doesn't know. At that moment she gets a call from Glenda, who announces that Damien is the new CEO. However, Damien freaks out, saying he isn't ready to come back. As he yells at the sky that he doesn't want to return to his world yet, Damien slips on the wet ground and hits his head. When Damien wakes up, he finds himself back in his world. He runs to the office and hugs Felicity, delighted to see her alive. Then he tells Ruby that she deserves a promotion and promises to take care of it later, but now he needs her to find Alex. When Fred asks him to check the campaign models with him, Damien turns him down and says he should be ashamed of himself. Ruby then gives him Alex's address, so before leaving, Damien apologizes to everyone in the office including the cleaning lady, who happens to be Glenda. Minutes later Damien knocks on Alex's door and notices that the cat lives here. Charlie opens the door only to close it again when she realizes who Damien is. Next Alex comes to the door, but she closes it on his face too. Damien starts yelling an apology, so Alex comes back and he admits her campaign ideas were brilliant, even quoting her ideas. Alex decides to make some requests and Damien says yes to everything, which convinces her to come back. Months later, the Guinness campaign is an absolute success and their sales are constantly on the rise. Alex wins an award for it and appears in a magazine. Meanwhile, Fred ends up in the other world with Pigeon Man. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.